I'm in my 14 carats. I'm 14 karat. Doing it up like Midas.
Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be another like story time video, but I figured, because I know you guys want me to do the fake friend story, but that one, like, I have to write down everything because that's gonna be like at least half an hour long, because that video is crazy and it's long. So before I do that one, which will probably be up like next week, before I do that one, I wanted to do like a funny one in between like two serious ones. So this one is going to be my most embarrassing moments. Now these all happened when I was in college, and there's 3 different stories. I figured I'd share them with you because they are hilarious and embarrassing, and some of them I still can't believe they happened to me. So let's just hop into it, and I'm going to tell you all 3 of these stories. Okay, so the first one has probably happened to a couple of you guys, maybe not, but this one definitely happened to me, and I believe I was either a sophomore or no, I was a junior. I definitely was a junior when this happened to me, and I was in a health class. I'll never forget. I was headed to health class, and it was the day of my period. And usually the second, I know this is TMI, but usually the second and the fourth ones are like my heavy days. So on the second day of my period, I had had a test. It was a health test, and I didn't even want to go to class that day because it was really heavy. But I was just like, I have to take this health test, so I'll just go anyways. And I remember right before I went to class, I went to the bathroom, I changed my pad, and I went to class and I took my test. Now usually the tests are, because it was like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe it was like an hour-and-a-half class, or maybe even 2 hours. So I was in there taking the test, I remember, for the entire 2 hours. And so I got up. When I was done, I got up and I handed in my test. I remember even standing outside afterwards talking to one of the guys about the test and how I did. And there's people walking by during this time, of course, because people are going to classes and things like that. So after I finished talking to the guy, I was headed back to the main campus. But before I went to the main campus, I figured I would go to the bathroom and change my pad again. So I went to go to the bathroom to change my pad. And literally the entire back of my jeans, like where I was sitting, was like completely covered with blood, and it was so like embarrassing. It wasn't even like a tiny spot. It was like I literally had just took some red paint and just splashed the back of my jeans with it. I was so embarrassed. Like, I don't understand how I could not tell it was that bad. Like, it was ridiculous. It was so embarrassing, and thank God I had a red sweater. So, not a red sweater, I just had a sweater. So what I did was I called my friend, and she had met me in the bathroom, whatever, and I had a sweater, and I tied it around my waist. I'll never forget, I tied it around my waist, and right across from where I was, there was a TJ Maxx, because our school is like right near like a TJ Maxx and a Toys R Us or whatever. So, well, then it was a TJ Maxx, and now they moved it to the mall or whatever. But so me and my friend, we walked down to TJ Maxx, and I still had the sweater tied around my waist, and then I bought some new jeans because, you know, obviously I couldn't wear them again. So yeah, that was really embarrassing. I figure I think at least a few people saw me with that. There's gotta have been like at least a few people, because there was a lot of people walking up and down that hallway. So that was like really, really embarrassing. But I pray to God that never happens to me again. Okay, so the second one, I've never really even told anyone this. It's really like a joke in between like me and my husband and the other people. But this one is extremely embarrassing. Okay, so I remember I was a freshman, and I had not just started dating my husband. We had been dating a few months, and we were still like in that honeymoon stage where you can't get enough of each other. You always like, you know, on each other and stuff. So in our school, you're not allowed to kiss at all. So basically, if you want to kiss your significant other, you have to find a way and a place to make this happen. So I don't know how it happened. We had decided, well, not decided, we were just talking or whatever, but we had ended up in the second floor of a stairwell just talking, and then one thing led to another, and we were kissing, and then one thing led to another, and my shirt came off. So yeah, so somehow my shirt was off, and we were on the second floor stairwell, and this building had 4 floors. And it's usually one stairwell, then another stairwell, and that equals 1 floor. And then another stairwell, another one, and it equals another floor, and so on. So we're kissing or whatever, and all of a sudden, we're on the second floor, all of a sudden from the first floor, we hear like pounding. When I tell you, it wasn't even just like little, it was like a whole stampede of people were coming up these stairs. So as soon as I hear all these people coming up the stairs, like there was literally, it sounded like a whole crowd of people running, and they wasn't even coming, they were running up the stairs. So as soon as I hear them, I take off running. And the only place to go is up. So I'm running up these stairs. And the problem is this building had 4 floors. And then the entire 3rd and 4th floor, there was nothing on it because they hadn't done any construction. So literally if you look in, you can see all the way to the other side of the building, and it's a huge building. But the problem is both of the 3rd and the 4th floor like doors are locked. And so I'm running up these stairs, just running, and I hear these people running behind me. And my husband tells me they had stopped when they had got to him, and they were like, "Did you see a girl?" And he's like he's confused. He didn't say anything, and he should have said something like, "Oh no, she went that way," you know. But he's just like, "Huh? Like, how do they know there's a girl?" So they took off past him, and they're running after me because they hear me running. So they're running after me, and I'm running all the way up. So finally, I get to the top, and I can't go anywhere because everything is locked. So I'm at the very top of the stairs, and the whole time I'm running up the stairs, I'm trying to put on my shirt. So I'm just like figuring out like, what do I do with my shirt, you know? So when I get to the 4th floor, I made it with the shirt on, but it was a long sleeve shirt. I remember it was a long sleeve shirt. I was able to get the shirt on, but it was inside out and backwards. So I'm holding the tag right here. And I get to the top, and there's nowhere to go, so I'm standing there with the shirt inside out and backwards, holding the tag, and they see me, and they're like, "Did you see a girl?" And mind you, obviously there's no other girl up there, because I guess what they were doing, they were playing tag. I don't know what they were doing. They were looking for some girl. So I was just like, "No." And they're like, "Okay." And they walk back down. They're probably like, "What is this girl doing at the top floor? There's nowhere else to go. She's standing there looking weird, saying no." So once I hear them finally leave, I walk down the stairs all the way, and of course my husband's not there, so I walk outside, and he's standing there like laughing at me, and he was just like, "I don't know what they were doing. I think they were playing freeze tag because they were, you know, looking, or hide and seek or whatever, you know." But yeah, so it was just like so embarrassing. That was so embarrassing. And I pray that never happens again. Oh, actually, I don't think that would ever happen again. But that was just so embarrassing. Okay, so this one definitely takes the cake. This is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. I think it's up there with one of the most, and probably the most, but I don't remember really if anything else can top this. Okay, so junior year, our school had took a field trip to, I think it was like Washington DC, and my husband went, my best friend went, and it was a bunch of other people. They had charter buses that took you down to Washington DC, and there was at least like 60 people on this bus at least, and maybe even more. It could have been like 100. So we're on the bus, and it's like a 3-hour ride, and halfway through I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna head to the bathroom. You know, it's all the way in the back of the bus. We were kind of towards the front. So I walk all the way in the back, and I'm waiting because there was some guy in there using the bathroom. So finally he comes out, and I go in and I use the bathroom. And then when it's time to, you know, when I'm time to leave or whatever, wash my hands, there's no more hand sanitizer in the bathroom, because usually like those portable bathroom things, usually there's like no like regular like sink. It's just like a hand sanitizer in there, and there was no hand sanitizer at all. So I'm like, oh great. I was like, well, you know, if anything, I know I have hand sanitizer inside my purse. So I flush the toilet, I turn off the light, I open the door, I walk out. Literally, as soon as I close the door, the same guy who was right before me goes, he stands up, mind you, everyone's doing their own thing, he stands up and yells, "Ew, she didn't wash her hands." And literally, you could have like, I don't know, like all the color left from my face. And mind you, I'm black, so that's hard to do. But I was so embarrassed. Everybody stopped, looked over at me. Mind you, the entire bus stops, looks at me. And then they're like, "Ew." And then everybody just starts laughing. like so loud, and I'm trying to explain that I'm headed to get my hand sanitizer that's in my bag, but no one was listening. Everyone was laughing at me. It was so embarrassing. I even got to my seat and my husband was laughing at me. Thankfully, my best friend, like, she is so sweet. She was like, here, I have a hand sanitizer, it's in my bag. And I'm like, I have one too, don't worry, I have one. But it was like, it was so embarrassing. And it wasn't even like it was like one person heard it. Everyone heard it. So that is why I always carry a hand sanitizer in my bag. I never forget it. It's just like, it's traumatized me. But I had a hand sanitizer, but I guess, I don't know, that boy, I wanted to kill him. That was so mean of him to do. And mind you, he probably didn't wash his hands either. But I did wash my hands with the hand sanitizer when I sat back down. But it was so embarrassing. So yeah, those are my 3 embarrassing stories. They happened all when I was in college, and I probably have a few more, but I can't think of any right now. But yeah, those are the top 3 that have definitely been like marked in my brain. I'll never forget them. But I figured you guys would like a laugh. I mean, it's definitely funny, and not to me then, but looking back, it was funny. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't worry, the next story time will definitely be my fake friend story time. I actually probably have to write like everything down because I don't want to forget anything, and it's such a long story. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and if you like these story times, definitely give it a thumbs up, and I will keep these up. Thanks guys so much. Love ya. Bye.